Hi, my name is Faith and I'm a Survivor Faithful. Today I'm going to be talking about season 48 and I think we're already on episode 4 at this point. I'm just going to be sharing some of my thoughts, so if you have not watched this episode, I would not continue the video. We start that episode right away with the Green Tribe, and it cracks me up that Say wrote in the sand with the sticks to tell Mary that they were on an idol hunt. I'm very curious to see if Say holds up to her word and really does continue to work with Mary and be civil with her. Before Say even mentioned it, I was thinking Cedric might want to be careful. I did notice Say and Mary kind of bonding with each other right off the bat, and I figured Say would be thinking in the back of her mind, like, Cedric did vote for me. And as she said in the episode, Mary was the one to comfort me when that happened. I don't think he can trust Say or Mary anymore. But as we saw, there was a tribe swap. I love a tribe swap, and I think Thomas described it best. As a viewer, I love seeing the tribe swap, and I love seeing the power dynamics change. However, if you're a contestant in the game, that is so difficult when you're at the top. And if you're somebody like Thomas in his situation, you're somebody who knows who has all the advantages, knows everything that's going on, and then when you're swapping everybody, you don't know who has an advantage, you don't know who has an idol, you don't know what's going on anymore. But as I said, as a viewer, that's what makes it so good. It's like everybody gets a fresh start. I also knew right off the bat that Eva was gonna sell out Star right away. As we saw in the last episode, Eva tried to make an alliance with Star, and it just doesn't work out between the two of them. I also couldn't believe the state of, I keep saying the Green Tribe, I don't know if it's pronounced Vula or Bula, but the state of their camp was awful. I did not realize how bad it was until they showed us where they were sleeping. Then it starts to get really good because we see Camilla out Thomas for lying to his tribe about the journey. That was so smart of her. And the fact that she knew that little detail and held on to that information and played it at the perfect timing was golden. Then we get to the challenge, and I loved the energy that the Green Tribe brought. And I was so convinced that they were gonna win. I was with them like, yeah, they've obviously got this in the bag. It's an entire tribe of men and one woman. Like, obviously they're gonna win. And then they didn't. I was shocked and very curious to see what was gonna go down before Tribal Council. When I tell you, I was so giddy about Camilla and Kyle talking about their advantages and them acting like they didn't wanna have anything to do with each other. They weren't friends. There was no alliance between them, knowing that Kyle had an idol, Camilla had an extra vote, and they were gonna be at the top. They were gonna go up against the California Girls Alliance. They did not have the numbers. For them to be on top would be so unrealistic in any other circumstance. This is why I love the way the game is played now. And I'm gonna talk about that in my next video because I know we got to vote on the next key elements of season 50, but this is why I love the advantages, because somebody who's on the bottom can put themselves right at the top. I was panicking when the California Girls Alliance started searching Kyle's bag. I was like, oh, the cover is blown, this isn't gonna work anymore. And you could see Camilla's face, she was like, and I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, why didn't she say something? But I've also seen other people say like, if she were to say something, she would blow her cover up. Like, she remained calm, she wasn't emotional in the situation, and she just let it play out. And thank goodness they did not find his idol, which had me even more giddy. And then we go to the Tribal Council, and it's basically like Kyle and Camilla giving their goodbye speeches. Like, Jeff's even playing it up. Like, well, if this is your last time being here, what have you learned? Like, doing the whole show. And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is gonna be so good. Like, I hope this works out. And they were so believable. I don't know if they genuinely did think that one of them might still be going home, but they played it so well. And then it happens. Kyle plays his idol and he's safe. And then both him and Camilla vote for Thomas and he gets blindsided and sent home. The look on their faces, A, when Kyle played the idol, and B, when they realized it was Thomas, and they're just like looking at Thomas and he's like, I'm done. Like, he knew right away. It genuinely could not have played out any better than it did. And I really respect the way that Thomas was just like, you know what? It really sucks, but it is what it is. I appreciate being here. He said his goodbyes. And I also respect that Kyle and Camilla weren't like laughing in his face. All in all, I think this episode just really reminded me why I love this show so much. There's just nothing like seeing somebody be on the bottom and work their way to the top. Because now, when you look at this tribe, it's 2-2. Anything could happen. There's a little part of me that almost wants to see them go to tribal council again, just to see what would happen. But who knows? I'm very excited for next week. The preview for next week made it look like it was going to be really good. A lot of drama, so I'm very excited. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious to hear what you thought about the tribe swap, the Blindside, everything that happened in this episode. As I said before, I'm going to be making a video about the additional key elements that we got to vote for, so stay tuned for that.